Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we'll be talking about the camera features of the Vivo X80 Pro. So we all know that Vivo X80 Pro is a premium flagship device with a top of the line camera hardware. It comes with a primary 50 megapixel sensor, then you get an 8 megapixel telephoto sensor which is 5x optical zoom, then you get a 12 megapixel portrait sensor with a 2x optical zoom, and you also get 48 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, 32 megapixel selfie camera. So it's loaded with the best camera hardware. Along with that you get the gimbal stabilization. So it's really great in terms of camera hardware. But let's see what all it offers in terms of software features. So let's go deep into the camera UI and see what all features it offers in the camera UI of the Vivo X80 Pro. So before getting started, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that red subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's begin. This is a Vivo X80 Pro and we have the camera UI. So this is the camera UI. You can see that the top layer has some features, and you also get some additional features at the bottom. So primary one is the photo mode. So the top you get the flash, the HDR option, so you can enable the HDR. Then one is the Zeiss color. Zeiss natural color is something which brings you very natural color. So if you don't like slightly boosted or vibrant colors, you can go with the Zeiss natural color. It may not be really saturated or boosted colors, but you get the natural color option. So that's one really useful option. And you can also change the Zeiss colors here. So you can see here it's using the Zeiss natural color option. Then we have the super macro mode. On and off option is there. You can turn on the super macro, or you can go with the auto mode. That means it automatically detects the macro and switches on to the macro option. Then you can turn it on all the time or turn it off all the time. So these are the options available. Then if you go to the settings here, you get the aspect ratio, and you can see the timer option. Then here we have some interesting options. One is the framing lines. Then you get the level. You can, if you want to have the video recorded in perfectly horizontal format, you can go with the level here. So if you turn on the level, you can see that there is a level here. You can see the option for level. Then you can see that the stabilization option is there. Then we'll talk about the stabilization in detail. So we'll enable the stabilization as of now. Then here we have the effect master option. What it does is when you turn this on, you can see here you can change the exposure here. You can see the color here, so you can change the color and exposure values. And then if you here, you can change this also. So these are some options available. Exposure, so these options can be selected using the effect master. Then there is watermark and motion autofocus. Motion autofocus tracking is there. You can go with the manual focus as well. So these are some options here available. Then here we have the night mode. So you can switch on the night mode from here. Then there is also AI scene detection, and you can turn on that. It will detect the AI option. You can see the AI engine. It will automatically switch on the AI option. Then here we have the option to switch the lenses, the ultra wide, the regular mode, 2x and 5x zoom. So 5x is the 8 megapixel telephoto, and here we have also the 2x which is also employing the telephoto sensor, the portrait telephoto. And then we have the ultra wide angle camera. Then here we have some filters also available. So these are the options available in the photo mode. Then if you go to the video recording, so here are some interesting options. One is that you can record videos in 8K at 30 fps, ultra HD 8K 30 fps is supported. Then 4K you have both the 1080p and 60 and 30 fps and 60 fps. Similarly 1080p at 30 and 60 fps is also included. Now one really useful option is the stabilization. So we'll just show you the stabilization in detail here. So I'm just holding the device here, and I just keeping this here. So I just kept it vertical. Now what I do is I just turn on the stabilization. So horizontal line stabilization. So now it's fixed. The stabilization is fixed. Now if I twist the display also, you can see that the stabilization is keeping normal. So you can see that it is not going up and down. So that's the stabilization. So you can see here, even though the actual remote is kept vertically up, you can see that the horizontal stabilization is keeping it in that manner. So that's the horizontal stabilization. So then you get the standard stabilization and also ultra stabilization. So horizontal stabilization is useful when you want to keep the the subject in a particular stabilization. Even though if you rotate the camera, it won't have any impact on the stabilization. So that's the horizontal stabilization. Then you have the standard stabilization, and the ultra stabilization is also included. So this is one really useful feature in the camera in the video recording. So let's first have a look at some of the camera samples we have taken with the Vivo X80 Pro. So here are some samples we have taken with the Vivo X80 Pro. So this includes ultra wide, the daylight shots, and a few macros as well. So you can judge yourself how good the camera is. One of the really good cameras out there in this price segment. So here are some of the camera samples we have taken with the Vivo X80 Pro. So next option here is the you can go with the styles as well. So this is also there. Size cinematic option is there. You can there is also natural option. So you can also go with the movie LUTs, and filter option is also included here. So these are some really useful features in the video. So plenty of options to customize in terms of video recording. Then we have the portrait mode. So by default it takes portrait using the 12 megapixel telephoto lens, which takes in 2x zoom. You can also go with the 5x zoom, or you can go with the regular mode as well, but we would suggest you to go with the telephoto lens, which is suited for portraits. Here also you get a lot of options. You can see that Zeiss Biotar portraits is there. Then some additional options for Zeiss portraits is included. Then we have some additional options in terms of style. There is also filters included. So here are some portraits we have taken with the Vivo X80 Pro. Then moving on to the night mode. So here we have, you can see here extreme night mode, because we are kept the phone on the table, so that's extreme night mode. So you can see that tripod mode is there. Then this is the panorama night mode available. Then we have the option of long exposure as well. Then you also get the super moon and astro modes included. So these are additional modes available in the night mode. So these are some really useful options. Then you can see that some scenes are also there: night graffiti, waterfall, fireworks, star trail. So these are additional scenes available for the night mode. Then moving on, there is a Pro mode available. So Pro mode basically means you can customize a lot of things in the Pro mode. So Pro mode is available both for video as well as the photos. So if you go to the photos, you can see the exposure, ISO, white balance, autofocus. So everything can be adjusted here. You can select the lenses if you want the telephoto, the 8 megapixel telephoto, or the 12 megapixel portrait lens, then the regular lens, and also the ultra wide. So you can choose between that. You can also choose in super raw and raw format. Then you also get the Zeiss options here. Then similarly for video also, you can see that you can choose a lot of things here. You can see that frames, you can see here 1080p, you can go up to 240 fps. 1080p at resolution at 240 fps max is included. So you can customize basically everything in the video and as well as in the photo mode using this option. So these are some really useful tools available for customizing. Then under the more settings, we have the panorama, live photo, slow motion, super moon again as I said before. Then dual video, both the front and the rear camera will be turned on. So you can see here, this is the front camera, and you can actually basically change the width and height of the front camera and the rear camera. That's the dual video mode available. Then apart from that, you also get the long exposure, double exposure, AI group portrait. So these are additional options available in the camera UI. Now moving on to the selfie camera, also here also you get additional options including style, cinema, cinematic, Zeiss cinematic, then filters are included, and front video recording is limited to 1080p at full HD resolution. That's the only one available. This is the original one, so there you go. You can see that 1080p at 30 fps is the maximum available. There is no 4K recording for the selfie camera. That's kind of disappointing, but then overall as a camera smartphone you get plenty of options. Then you also get the high resolution mode, that's the 50 megapixel ultra wide angle 50 megapixel ultra HD camera. You can shoot in 1x as well as 0.6x, that's 48 megapixel telephoto lens also can be shot in high resolution mode. So here are some samples we have taken with the Vivo X80 Pro. So these are some samples we have taken with this camera, and they come really good, and you can check out yourself how the clarity of the samples are. So that was some of the features of the Vivo X80 Pro. So overall it's a really good camera in terms of features being offered, the quality offered, the hardware aspect, everything looks really good on the Vivo X80 Pro. So hope this video was useful. If you own the Vivo X80 Pro, do check out these features. There are some really great features in the camera UI. So that's it for this video. This is Nirmal signing off. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.